I have been waiting a whole year to see if we actually have real, honest to goodness, edible fiddleheads on our property. I believe that we actually do have real, honest to goodness fiddleheads. What in the world? Hi folks, welcome to Little Farm Big Dreams. My name is Denise, and I just discovered that we have fiddleheads growing on our property. I gotta get a bowl. First fiddlehead in the pot. I'm gonna go pick some more. So not all ferns are created equal. In fact, most of them are toxic and you shouldn't eat them. However, fiddleheads are an absolute delicacy. To me, they taste like, as if an asparagus, fresh cut grass, and spinach had a baby. If you've ever had fiddleheads, let me know how you would describe the flavor. They are just absolutely delicious and have been a staple and a treat for us and our family. We always have fiddleheads at Christmas time with our Christmas dinner, any special occasion, because we buy them typically and freeze them for the season. Do you hear that chattering behind me? I see you there, Bluey. Wait, are you Bluey? Yeah, you're Bluey. Bluey's not pure white anymore. I think she was stained by winter. Anywho, I reached out to my friend Liette. Oh, windy. I reached out to my friend Liette in New Brunswick. Hello, Liette. And her husband picks fiddleheads every season. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hair all over my mouth because of the wind. Let me turn this way. Have the wind in my face instead. Oh, that's better. So I reached out to Liette this morning and I sent her a little video of our fiddleheads that I found here, just to be sure that they're the safe ones to eat. And she looked at them and she also showed her husband, and they confirmed that we do indeed have real, honest to goodness fiddleheads on our property. That's a little miracle, honestly. I can't believe I have fiddleheads on my property. And so I'm going to pick some. Now, the trick to picking fiddleheads is that you always have to leave some. You don't pick the whole patch. You have to leave some so that they can propagate next year. So I'll show you our little patch. It's not pretty. It's amongst household equipment like the furnace vent and our electrical panel and our downspout and our shovel, which needs to be put away. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! There are so many. There's some here, and here's a little cluster, and here's another patch that are coming up, and here's some more. Oh my gosh, you guys. Here are some, and here, but they're not ready yet. They're not ready. There's some back there, some teeny tiny ones back there. Every pile of leaves I lift up, I discover more fiddleheads. Oh my gosh, these are so tiny. I'm not going to pick those. Maybe I'll take a couple of these though, just so we can taste them. They're so small. I'm just going to take 2 off of this one. Oh my gosh, there are patches of them everywhere. Oh, look at them all. Oh my goodness. I'll take one from here. If I can leave these alone for the next couple of years, they might be able to propagate themselves nicely. Oops, putting leaves in my bowl. Back home in New Brunswick, fiddleheads are, at least in northwestern New Brunswick where I'm from, it's very common for people to have fiddleheads as part of their staple diet. It's a foraging diet. You have to forage for these. I'm from a predominantly French community, and in French they're called fougères, but fougère is fern also. So any type of fern, it could be called fougère. But also people back home, and I don't know who else might, wherever you are in the world, if this is what you call them as well, please do share where you are in the world. But they call them tête de violon because they're called fiddleheads in English, which is the direct translation to tête de violon, head of violin, head of fiddle. Because look, it's like the head of a fiddle. Isn't that cute? This one's super tiny. It's so little. And you can see that little thin paper on there. That's one of the ways of identifying that this is a fiddlehead, an edible one. And so these little papers are on them. They're like little crepe papers, little thin little papers, and you take them off because you don't eat that part. And they just peel right off. So another way to tell that a fiddlehead is safe to eat is that the stem itself, you see that, is smooth. A lot of ferns, the ferns that aren't safe to eat, the stems are hairy. But if it's a smooth stem and they have little papers on them, and their stem is U-shaped. Do you see that? You able to see the divot? Kind of like a celery stalk all the way up the stem. Those are some of the ways that you can identify fiddleheads that are safe to eat. Now, I'm not a foraging expert. Please double check with anybody who is an expert in your area. If you think you've found fiddleheads that are safe to eat, double check with an expert because I am not that person. Even I reached out to a friend today to make sure that I wasn't making a mistake because fiddleheads themselves should not be eaten raw. There's a compound in them or something in them that can upset your stomach if you have too much. And so you have to cook them. So we will blanch them and freeze them. We boil them, drain out the water, a little salt, a little butter. Ooh, what a treat! What a treat! I won't be eating that. Now I'm going to take the skins off. You'll see that as soon as you cut them, the ends start to oxidize, they start to rust. Can you see that? That's the rusted, oxidized part, and that's the fresh part. Ooh, my pot is starting to boil almost. I better hurry up because I gotta wash these too. Gotta rinse these off. You never know if nature peed on them. Hold on, water. You boiled faster than I thought you would. I'm not ready. This one just has a little bit. I'm gonna wash these off, and these little spots, these brown skins will often float up in the water. Oh yeah, look at this one. Look at the mess I've made. So excited. While I wait for the fiddleheads to finish cooking, I've got myself a little bit of butter ready. Not gonna use all of this, just a little bit of it. And for the special occasion, I pulled out my fiddlehead knife. You see that? Isn't that cute? This is pewter, and it's made on the East Coast, I think in Nova Scotia. I think they're ready to test. Sometimes we cook them to like oblivion, and we love them like that too. How do you like your fiddleheads if you've ever tried them? And if you've never tried them, is this a vegetable you would even consider trying? I highly encourage you to try them. Okay, it's time. That's a lot of butter. I have no regrets. No regrets. That is a lot of butter though. I forgot to get a fork. Okay. Look at those beautiful fiddleheads. Oh my goodness. If there's one thing you're going to learn about me is how sentimental I am about things. And I don't know if it's my age. My heart is filled with gratitude. What is wrong with me? Why do I cry so much? Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm fine. It's fiddleheads. Big whoop, right? It makes me miss my dad. Even though he wasn't the biggest fan of fiddleheads, just reminds me of home. And even after 3 years, and it reminds me that my dad's no longer home. He's everywhere. Even in the fiddleheads that he didn't personally adore. But put some fiddleheads in front of me, my sisters, my nieces, my daughter, Grace. Oh my gosh. You better serve yourself fiddleheads before she gets in the kitchen, because there are not going to be any left for you. They're really yummy, and I'm really grateful. And I'm grateful that you're here. All this to say, to all of you who've been here since the beginning, thank you. Thank you for meeting me down in the comments and chatting with me down there. And to all of you new subscribers, some of you all the way from Southern California, Ohio, Australia. I don't know where you are in the world, but tell me in the comments, where are you in the world? Even if you live around the corner, I'd love to know where you are in the world. It's been very moving for me to know that there are complete strangers out there who want to hang out and spend their time with me here at our little farm full of big dreams. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already, because only maybe half of our views so far are from subscribers. So there are a whole bunch of you out there who are watching who aren't subscribing. Subscribe. It really helps us out, and leave a comment. Look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.